Take an egg, and now take a knife, and now cut that egg. And now just crack it open and move the egg yolk from side to side until you separate from the egg whites. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to reserve this egg yolk for later. And here I'm just going to add some herbs to my egg white, chives in this case, and some mozzarella. Now you can add any herbs or any cheese or anything for that matter to your egg whites. It's just your preference, but this is a pretty good combination. Now I'm going to add this to an oiled pan and add my egg yolk and cook it like I would a normal sunny side up egg. But it's anything from normal, clearly. Okay, so once it's done, just put it on your toast. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful combination of mozzarella, chives, and eggs. It just works so great. I urge you to give this a try at home. And it's just something very special. Now you can do any combination you want, but this one's pretty damn good. I would suggest you try this one. Here I'm going to show you how to make eggs de veau, aka airy eggs. For this you need one egg white, and then you just want to beat it with a whisk until it becomes nice and fluffy and airy like this. Now you want to take a ring and place it in a pan and then just lubricate it with a little bit of oil or butter, whatever you want. And then you place half your egg whites into it. And after that you add your yolk and then you add the other half on top. Now you can mix your egg whites with herbs, cheese or anything you like, bacon bits, to make it a little bit more interesting. And once you've cooked one side, which will take about 3 to 4 minutes, then you flip it over and you cook the other side for another 3 to 4 minutes. Once it's cooked, then you just want to separate the sides by running your knife around, all the way around until it's loose from the ring. Then you just want to flip it over and do the exact same to the other side. And just again, run your knife around to make sure that it's loose from that side as well. Now to serve it up, what I suggest you do is you take a piece of bread and then add some smoked salmon on top like this. Then you place your airy egg on top and just lift the ring up. Now I'm going to add a little bit of hollandaise sauce over it, just like you would with eggs benedict. And then a little bit of cayenne pepper. And there we go, we've just got a much fluffier version of an eggs benedict, and I hope you enjoy this recipe and give this a go at home. It's super delicious. Okay, so this next trick is called a bacon egg basket. It's a great way to make your breakfast. Start off by taking some bacon strips and just place them into a pan like this. Cook them off, but you don't want to cook them until they're crispy. Rather, you want to cook it until it's medium done, still a little bit soft and pliable. Just like this. Okay, once they're done, you just want to take them out the pan and let them cool down. And after they've cooled down properly, then you want to place them into a muffin tray. Just line them around the edges like this. And then cut a little piece off for the bottom, just like that. Now you want to fill them up with eggs. So just crack the eggs straight into them like this. As many as you need. And here you can add some cheese or some herbs. You can use any kind of cheese you want and any kind of filling. Just place them into the oven at 190 degrees Celsius, that's 374 Fahrenheit. And you want to leave them in there for about 12 minutes to cook till a nice runny core. Otherwise, if you want them a bit more hard cooked, then just leave them in there a bit longer. Just always keep an eye on them. Okay, so there we go, beautiful little egg baskets. Now take a knife and run it around the edges to separate it, and then carefully scoop them out with the knife and just lift them out like this. Okay, now you can add some chives, some salt, anything you want, and then just enjoy your beautifully delicious egg bacon baskets. So, I call this next egg the radioactive egg. Start off by taking one chicken egg and then multiple quail eggs. Now you just want to cut these open with a knife at the top like this, and then just plop them in. Okay, now I usually use about 1 main chicken egg to 5 small quail eggs. And this just makes for a very interesting, weird looking egg. Now I'm just going to put a pan on the fire here and oil it up. And then I want to take my multi-egg yolk egg and place it in, just like this, and cook it like you would a normal fried egg. But it looks a little bit more different and wacky than a normal fried egg. And there we go, the radioactive egg. It looks like a chicken that survived some nuclear test made it. And it's just great for kids and just anybody who likes lots of egg yolks. Awesome. Beetroot. Okay, for this next part you're gonna need some beetroot juice. So place it into a juicer and make some beetroot juice. Awesome. I'll put that on the side for later. Now I'm going to take an egg and just crack it open into a bowl and take a spoon and separate out the egg yolk. Okay, great. Now you want to take a teaspoon of that beetroot juice and place it into the egg whites, followed by a little pinch of salt. And then you want to take half a teaspoon of vinegar and place it in, or you can use half a teaspoon of lemon juice. And what happens is the acidity makes the beetroot juice a bright red. So this will make a pink egg. If you don't use it, you end up with a purplish egg. Now mix it, and then you just want to remove any of the air bubbles you create by mixing into a different bowl, because you want a bubble-less mixture of egg white there. Okay, now you want to take an egg heart mold and place it into a pan and just spray it down with some oil. Okay, and now you want to place your egg whites mixture into there. Great. And then you add your egg yolk back in. Now you want to cook this at a very, very low temperature, otherwise it will end up going a little bit brownish. And once it's cooked enough, then you want to start separating the sides from the mold, just like that. Okay, great. And then you want to cook it a little bit more so it's just finished cooking. And there we go, a beautiful pink heart egg. And it wouldn't be complete without heart-shaped toast. Awesome. This is great for any time you want to impress a loved one, or Valentine's Day, or anniversaries, or anything of that matter. Enjoy. Alright, so now I'm going to show you an amazing new way to make poached eggs even better. Start off by taking an egg and separating it like this. Now you want to take some basil, or albahaca in Spanish, and just finely chop it up. So cut it like this and chop it up like that. Now you can use any other herb you like, but the combination I'm about to show you is pretty good. Okay, so take your basil and add it to your egg whites, just like this. And then add a little bit of mozzarella cheese, but you can add any other cheese you like, or any other ingredients for that matter. You can put little bits of mushroom or little bacon bits, whatever you like with eggs. Okay, once it's mixed up, take another bowl, take some cling film, dent it into the bowl, then spray it with oil so that you can unstick it later, and place half your mixture into the bowl like this. Now place your egg yolk and cover it up with the rest of the mixture, just like so. Okay, now to close it up, you just bring up the sides, and you can either tie this into a knot or use a little piece of string and tie a knot around it, or you can use one of these simple, cheap little clamps and just clamp it shut. Now you can get this everywhere, it's no point mentioning it. Okay, now to cook it, I'm going to place it in some simmering water for 5 minutes to get a nice runny egg yolk. But you can cook it a little bit longer if you want to have a more hard egg yolk. Okay, so once it's done, you just take it out. And then you just unclamp it, and I'm going to place it here on some bread. And it's delicious like this, but you can also add it into, say, an Eggs Benedict recipe or some salad, or just anywhere you want to use a poached egg. This is just way better and more tasty. Okay, so this next trick is called the egg toast. And for this you take a loaf of bread and cut out the center with a glass, just like that, until you've got a nice little hole like this. Then you want to place a little bit of butter in a pan, or oil, whatever you want, and then place your bread into it just like this. Followed by cracking an egg into the center, just like that. And this has the great advantage of cooking your toast and egg at the same time. Once one side is done, you just want to flip it over and cook the other side until the point you like your eggs. Okay, so once it's done, just take it out, put it on a plate, and enjoy your egg toast, which is a great and innovative way to just make your breakfast a little bit different and exciting. Time to play with some red cabbage. Okay, this is for those that don't have a juicer. You just place your cabbage into a food processor, chop it up into fine little bits, just like this. Okay, great. Now you want to take these fine little bits and place them into a sieve or cheesecloth, and then you just want to press them to extract the juice. Now luckily we don't need much red cabbage juice, just that much will probably do. Now you want to take an egg and just separate the egg yolk from the egg white. Okay, great. And you want to take a little teaspoon of that cabbage juice and place it in there and then mix it together. Now it'll turn a beautiful blue, bright blue turquoise color. Okay, great. Now you can play around with this mixture and add a little bit of lemon juice. The acidity will change the color to a pinkish. Just look at that go. Awesome. Okay, now you take a frying pan and add your original mix on one side and then your lemon juice reacted mix on the other side. And then you put your egg yolks back. So here we go, 1 egg yolk on this side and 1 egg yolk on the other side. And then just cook it up like you would your normal fried egg. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and there you go. You got a very funky, interesting, different kind of egg that just looks a bit different and interesting. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did. It's important in life to do things a little bit different once in a while so you don't get bored. So here I'm going to show you how to marry eggs and vegetables together in a great way. First, start off by cutting an onion to get a ring out of it. Not this one, that's the outside one, but this one right here. Look at that perfect ring. Okay, now do the same to the bell peppers. Just cut some rings, just like that. And now you want to take some time to remove the inner connecting tissues so that they're not in the way. So just cut these little things out, just like this. And then you want to place all these rings into a pan that's been oiled. And then you just want to crack your egg straight into it, just like that. Now do that for all 3 and then cook it to the point that you like your eggs, whatever that may be. Now you can serve this up on some toast or just as is. They're great either way. Delicious little packets filled with egg. Look at that. Just awesome. Alright, so this next trick is called the black egg. And for this, you're just going to crack an egg into a bowl and then separate out the yolk. The simplest way to do this is just with a spoon. You scoop it out like this and just pop it in the other bowl. Now I'm going to add some black cuttlefish ink, but if you don't like the savory, fishy taste that this has, you can always just use black food coloring and just mix it together like this. Okay, once you've mixed it together, then you're going to want to fry it. So here I'm going to put some oil on a pan and here I'm just going to plop it in. Now, one thing that happens though is when you beat egg whites, they become a bit more runny, so it'll spread out a lot more than you want. If that happens, just simply push the sides in like this, just to keep it in an egg sort of shape. Alright, now you're going to want to add your egg yolk back in. So just add it on like this and put it into position where you want it to be. Okay, once it's done cooking, there you go. It's simple, done. Just cook it like you would a normal sunny side up fried egg. And this is just a very simple way to make something mundane look very, very different and interesting. I hope you enjoy it.